Hello aqua friends, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I have this beautiful frozen lake that we're going to do, and here's the picture from Pixabay. It's either Pixabay or Unsplash, and I'm going to walk you through this step by step. For the sky, I'm going to wet the sky area, and we are going to use a warm blue. I do love using warm blues for the sky. They're just so saturated and pretty. So notice that I am carefully painting around the mountains. I don't want to, I just want to wet the sky area here. It's going to be a nice clear sky. So once that area is nicely wet, you're going to take any sort of warm blue that you might have in your palette. I do like using the phthalo blue yellow shade. So I'm going to start at the top, and notice that as I bring the colors down the page here, it does get a lot lighter. Now to darken that up, I am using Prussian blue. And of course, I'm going to do my grab your board and let gravity do its trick. If you guys have watched my channel for a while, you do know that I try to get the watercolors to move on their own. It's so much prettier than any brush stroke that I can make. You can help this along with a spritz of water as well. My paint is moving down the page quite nicely. Okay, so once you have a really nice gradiated sky, you're going to let that whole thing dry. Okay, so now I have a crayon to get those ice marks in the lake. This would be the perfect thing. If I was to use masking fluid, the lines would be too harsh, and the texture for scratch marks and ice it's just perfect to use any sort of white clear crayon that you have laying around. So I just went over the bottom scratch marks with my crayon, and now I'm going to go ahead and work on the reflections and the ice. So I'm wetting my paper all the way up to that horizon line. And with the same warm blues, I'm getting those colors in there. Now for some deeper colors, notice that I am trying to go around those scratch marks just in order to accentuate those dark lines. Everything is wet so that it will blend really nicely. Now I don't want to get too much blue in the area where the mountains are going to be, because that is where I have to get some of those reflections. So coming in with some indigo blue for that, mixed with my Prussian blue. And I'm just kind of following along with that reference photo to see where those dark parts of the mountains are, where the rocks are peeking through the snow. And if your paper is drying like mine, I'm just using a fluffy brush to help spread the paint so that it's a softer effect. The foreground is still quite wet, so I'm adding in more of those darker colors. Notice that I am using my mop brush or quill brush for this painting. I do love using these brushes. They hold so much water. Now for some fun effects here, I'm just sprinkling some water onto the paper so I get some nice little controlled blooms. And with a script liner brush, you can also accentuate those marks in the ice by using a damp, clean brush. And that's what I'm doing here, making some tiny little controlled blooms of some extra marks in the ice. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I had my kids over and my stepkids, and it was really, really magical. So it's always great to spend time with family. And we got New Year's to look forward to. If anybody's doing anything fun for New Year's, I have a very cute and special painting for you next weekend for the New Year's season. So while I'm waiting for the bottom to dry close to the horizon, you do have to be careful if your paper's still damp. You don't want to make any uncontrolled blooms. But I'm going to go ahead and finish off these mountains. My paper is definitely dry enough to go ahead and do that. If you're worried that you might cause a bloom, then you can just wait for your ice area to dry. And notice I'm just using the paint minimally here because it is a snowy mountain. I'm wetting the area and I'm using those same blues, looking at my reference photo and adding in these darker elements where they need to be. And just some peekaboo areas here where the rocky areas of the mountains are. If you want to see where the darkest areas of your reference photo is, squint your eyes at the reference photo. Then you won't pay attention to details and you will just see values. So if you need to look at that, squint your eyes and you'll see where you need to add some more darker areas. Working on that other side of the mountain, adding in some light blues first where the snow is and coming in with some of those darker colors. Fluffy brush trick if your painting is starting to dry, or even a finger will do. All right, so to increase those marks, I am going to go over some of these areas with some white gouache. I like to use the bleed-proof Dr. Martin's watercolor white just to accentuate those scratch marks a little bit more. So I'm doing some lines thicker, some lines thinner, especially concentrating where the really dark areas in the foreground are, because when you add that lightness, it's going to be a really nice contrast. A couple of sprinkles here of my white. Go ahead and sign your painting. You guys just created a masterpiece. Congratulations. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like these winter landscapes, check out this next video. I'll meet you there.